Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Ako po si June and welcome sa panibagong episode ng ating vlog. At ayun na nga ang sinasabi ko, marami pong minaliit ang Senate hearing ni Amy Marcos doon po sa pagkidnap kay Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Diba maraming tumaas ang kilay dyan at sinabi, naku, wala na rin mangyayari dyan eh. Nakakulong na si Pangulong Duterte, ngayon ka pa aksyon. Iba't ibang sarit-saring reaksyon. Batikos din ang ginawa kay Senator Amy, pero sabi ko nga hindi ako basta-basta humahatol agad-agad, ano? So, napaka-importante pala ng naging hearing ni Senator Amy Marcos at malaki pala ang maitutulong nito sa depensa doon po sa The Hague, sa ICC ni Pangulong Duterte. Ito daw ay magagamit ni Attorney Kapman. Sabi ni Attorney Kapman mismo, ang hearing po o yung argument na nangyari doon po sa Senate hearing ay gagamitin daw po ni Attorney Kapman para po sa kanyang application for jurisdictional challenges o challenge or argument. Hindi na raw lalampas ng isang linggo, magpapile na siya ng kanyang application for jurisdictional challenge or jurisdictional argument. At napaka ganda po nito dahil binasa po yung report ni Attorney Kaufman, yung report po ni Amy Marcos, at magagamit niya raw to at gagamitin talaga niya doon po sa jurisdictional argument or challenge na sinasabi niya. Kaya naging makabuluhan yung hearing po ni Senator Amy. Ito po, papanood ko sa inyo yung kanyang sinabi ni Attorney Kaufman. Sa mga nagsusubaybay, palaging nagsusubaybay doon po sa The Hague at laging nakiki-update sa kung ano yung nangyayari. Teka lang Ito po. Ito, pakinggan po.
May I also say, yes, I have been following the proceedings in the Senate. I've even read the final report. I've seen the thorough work that has been done by Senator Amy Marcos. Mention has been made of the arrest, mention has been made even of the jurisdictional arguments. They are very compelling and they support our arguments as well. So,
are you saying, sir, that the result of the Senate inquiry actually favors the application of your jurisdictional argument?
there are definitely arguments that can be derived from that report and will be used. Reference will possibly be made as well.
Thank you, sir.
Ayan, sabi, will be used. Talagang gagamitin po ni Attorney Kaufman ay itong talagang nangyaring hakbang o kilos ni Senator Amy. Talagang sabi ko nga sa inyo lahat ng pwedeng gawin ng mga Duterte at mga kaalyado ng Duterte, lahat ng posibleng paraan na makakatulong kay dating kay Tatay Digong gawin, no? Iba yung may ginagawa kaysa yung nakatanga ka lang, nakanganga ka lang. Wala kang aasahan. Kung meron kang gagawin excuse po, meron kang aasahang resulta. 'Di ba? Lahat ng posibleng pwede, no? Lahat ng kayang gawin, lahat ng paraan dapat gawin. At kung meron kang 4, 5 na ginawa, at least isa sana may maitulong, 'di ba? So gawa ka lang ng gawa, at the end of the day meron kang aasahan kaysa naman wala kang ginagawa. Yun yung sinasabi ko kasi luging-lugi na nga tayo sobrang dehado na natin, nasa kanila na lahat ng makinarya, power, pera, lahat na. Ang mga Duterte at mga kaalyado ng Duterte, wala na halos ang dati. So, kung ikaw ay congressman, nakalinya ka sa Duterte, kung ikaw ay senador, gamitin mo yung pagkasenador mo. Gawin mo yung inaakala mong makakatulong, gawin mo. Kaysa naman wala kang gawin. No? So, yan po yung sinasabi ko na hindi ko agad hatulan si Senator Amy. Ang ginagawa ko mag-o-observe ako. So eto na nga, may magandang napala yung investigasyon na isinagawa nga ni Senator Amy. At wala na raw, hindi na raw aabutin ng 1 linggo, maipapile na niya ang application for jurisdictional challenge, sabi ni Kaufman. Ito, pakinggan po ninyo.
So much for that, sir. We can't wait for you to tell us that your argument is accepted and the president will be brought back to the Philippines.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Also, sir, with respect to your statement respecting the judicial process, do we have a timeline for that, sir?
The judicial process?
Like in general, like is it
Well, what I can
months or
perhaps reveal
years?
is that in the coming days, perhaps even today, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps the beginning of next week,
Okay.
but no more than in 1 week, we will be filing our jurisdictional challenge.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe today, maybe sabi niya tomorrow or the coming week, pero not more than 1 week na raw, sabi ni Kaufman, na will be filing our jurisdictional challenges or challenge. Ang hirap na bigkasin ng mga mga termino. So napakagandang balita po nito at may magandang napala yung investigasyon na ginawa ni Senator Amy Marcos doon po sa pagkidnap kay Pangulong Duterte. At nagpapasalamat nga dyan si BP Sara sa pagkandak ng investigasyon ni Senator Amy. So abangan po natin, at least mayroon tayong pag-asa, no, na mapabilis ang paglaya ni dating Pangulong Duterte. So after na i-file, halimbawa na i-file na itong application for jurisdictional challenges o challenge, lagi ako nagkakamali. Ang alam ko dyan, magbibigay ng ICC, yung korte ng ICC ng 15 days para po sa mga prosecutor. Bibigyan sila siguro ng 15 days para makapaghanda sa kanilang argument. At sana after nun, i-open na nila yung jurisdictional challenge para kung matuloy na yung argument at makapaghatol ang ICC, o edi at kung pumabor kay dating Pangulong Duterte, edi makakalaya ang dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. At yan ay talagang mapapahiya si PBBM dyan at yung mga masasamang loob na men in uniform sila Torre. Talagang mapapahiya sila, maiinsulto, mapapahiya, sobrang aasarin sila ng taong bayan, lalo na ng mga Duterte supporters. So ngayon naman po, pag-usapan natin itong 350 tons of gold, the dark secret of money laundering by the Marcos family in the Philippines, exposed with many victims in Thailand. Ito po'y galing sa report ng PR News Releaser. Alright? So, babasahin po natin yung ulat. According to a report of a Taiwanese media, K-News, Mr. Peng, a Taiwanese businessman, submitted a report of suspicion to the Anti-Money Laundering Department of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority on the 14th of this month. He accused the Marcos family in the Philippines of using large-scale gold transaction in Hong Kong as a cover to be suspected of conducting large-scale money laundering activities with extremely huge amount involved. Mr. Peng stated that the Hong Kong Monetary Authority has established a special investigation. No? Okay. Sinabi po ni Mr. Peng, ito po yung whistleblower ng Hong Kong Monetary Authority ay nag-establish na raw ng investigasyon investigation team for this case. The content of the report involves a large number of gold transactions, among them a batch of gold in one transaction weighs up to 350 tons, and relevant evidence has been obtained. In addition, the whistleblower also has the account information of the Marcos family in 18 banks around the world, with a total deposit amount of over 100 billion US dollar. It should be noted that Taiwan is an unalienable part of China's territory. O, kita mo, galit na galit sila sa China, pero sa China sila nakikipag-transaction sa bangko ng China, no? There is no so-called Taiwan as an independent entity. Any attempt to split the country's territory is unjust and will not succeed. We must firmly safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity. Mayroon ditong document, ano? Babasahin natin itong document. Nakalagay po sa taas, Imelda Romualdez Marcos, strictly confidential. Date, December 2, 2009 to HSBC. Ito po yung Hong Kong Bank. Private Banking Management, Zero. Private Bankers specified. Dear Sirs, herewith the undersigned is renewing for the 7th time. 7th time na. My official and valid authorization for my signatory, Miss Antonia R.B. Indita. Ito po yung parang may hawak ng otorisasyon para kay Imelda Romualdez Marcos, kasi matanda na nga si Imelda, no? Siya po yung inauthorize. Ito po yung parang authority letter, no? AKA Shirley Kua Liang, to be my true and lawful signatory in any monetary transactions in your good bank. Wait lang, ano nangyari? Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, based in China, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Yung pala ibig sabihin ng HSBC, no? Hong Kong Shanghai Bank Corporation, siguro yung C. Alright. Her honesty and loyalty to the family, the Romualdez and Marcos, cannot be contested, thus continuing me to trust her that much. Please be advised to treat this extra confidential and private. Thanks, a million thanks. Ang alam ko po, ito po'y dating kasambahay o parang yaya nila Imelda Marcos. Ito pong si Miss Antonia Indita. Okay, patuloy natin. It is alleged that Imelda Marcos, the wife of the former president of the Philippines, once authorized her housekeeper, housekeeper Indita, to act on her behalf, acting as the seller in the name of multiple shell companies. Indita sold gold to several enterprises in Europe and the United States. The relevant transaction lasted from 2006 to 2011 and were arranged by the private banking department of HSBC in Hong Kong. After a large amount of gold was cashed in, the whereabouts of the huge sum of funds obtained are unknown. Ito po yung kini-question. Ito po yung parang kaso at isinisiwalat po ni Mr. Peng na yung tinatransact nilang ginto hindi matrace kung saan galing, saan ba talaga galing yan. At ilang beses na po nilang nire-request na saan ba nagsimula, saan ba nanggaling itong mga ginto na to. Wala pong may pakita o walang maibigay, ma-explain, di ma-explain ng mga Marcos kung saan nanggaling. Malamang ito ay pera ng Pilipinas ito. Malamang pera ng bayan po ito. no? At kung saan nila tinago, hindi natin alam. Maaring mga oligarko rin ang nagtago nito. Hindi natin alam, pero yan po ang isinisiwalat nitong whistleblower na si Mr. Peng. Ilang beses nang hinahanapan ng kasi yung ginto parang dapat nire-register mo rin yan. At meron kang papel, meron kang papers, no? Na ito ay pagmamay-ari mo at galing ito sa ganon, sa ganyan. Meron document po ito dapat. Pero nakikipag-transact sila na hindi nila mapatunayan, hindi nila ma-explain kung saan galing. No, according to Ms. Peng, the whistleblower, more than a dozen intermediaries involved in a transaction are from the United States, Australia, Japan, South Korea, China, Taiwan region, the Philippines, and other places. And he himself is one of them. It should be emphasized that Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. It is an established fact and cannot be refuted. We must firmly oppose any form of separatist behavior that attempts to split the country's territory. So meron uling document dito, HSBC, may tatak, no? Annex A. So ayan po yung documents. So lampasan natin. Mr. Peng pointed out that the Marcos family already had an astonishing amount of gold reserves as early as the 1990s. So early 90s nagumpisa na silang i-transact ito pong gold reserve na to. The scale of these reserves far exceeded the normal holding range of ordinary commercial entities or individuals, and they have always failed to provide proof of the legal source of these assets. The origin of their gold is highly suspected. He said that there are sufficient reason to suspect that these assets are of illegal origin. So, illegal origin, illegal po yung pinanggalingan. Yan po yung isinisiwalat ni Mr. Peng. Illegal ang pinanggalingan according to the relevant provision of the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorist Financing Ordinance Chapter 615 of Hong Kong. Any person has the obligation to carry out due diligence review procedures when dealing with large amount of assets to ensure the legality of the source of the property. If the content of the report is true, then the Marcos family may have committed illegal acts. Ayan, may document na naman. Ito yata yung mga bangko, o nga, Ireland, Swiss and Cork Bank, International Hungary Bank, Japan and Swiss Banking Corporation, Narita Savings and Trust, sa Korea po ito, Philippine Bank of Munich, Posang Bank. Ayan, nakapangalan ko po kay Ferdinand E. Marcos, sa tatay ni Bongbong. Nakapangalan po lahat sa tatay ni Bongbong. So, ito pong ginto na to na tinatransact nila simula early 90s ay mga nakapangalan kay ito pong mga bangko pala. Mga bangko nakapangalan kay Ferdinand Marcos. According to information from other sources in the exposure of multiple overseas accounts of the Marcos family this time, Thailand is also listed as one of the countries involved. Recently, some unidentified Filipinos have posed as member of the Marcos family and carried out activities in Thailand. So, meron po silang transaction din sa Thailand na ginagawa. They have used the family's name or false propaganda and fund operation. Some Thai people have been deceived as a result and suffered economic losses. Kutya, parang may nambudol doon na ginagamit ang pangalang Marcos, no? Baka parang invest ito, no? At madodoble ang investment mo sa ganitong panahon lang. At papangalanan yung Marcos, yung gold ng Marcos, baka gano'n na. So, ayan po. Ito po hindi pa nababalita dito sa Pilipinas. Nabalita na rin po ito ng Asia, ang tawag nito? Teka. Ang tawag ba nito? Asian News yata yun. Ito, Asia Today. Ayan, nabalita rin po. Pero dito po sa Pilipinas, alam nyo na, mga nasupalpalan ng salapi ng pera ang mga bunganga ng mga reporter dito, ng mga news network dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya ayan po ang nangyari. Hindi na po sila nagbabalita ng mga tunay na balita. Alright? Okay, hanggang dito na lang po. Maraming salamat sa panonood. See you po next time. Bye-bye.